Hey everybody, Right Polo Tech here. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to repair this seat right here that gets ripped out of the metal housing here. So the bracket is fine, but the bracket itself ripped right through the metal housing here. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So first I'm going to show you what I plan on doing here. So I'm going to give you a material list and show you all the materials that I bought for this, but this is what I plan on doing. Taking this bracket here, it's a 2-hole bracket with 1/2-inch holes in it, and it's a 1/4 inch thick, and I'm going to basically attach it through the metal here into that I drill a hole through, and then I'm going to put a bolt up through the bottom of that with a washer on the inside, and then I'm going to put a washer and a nut on top here to hold it there. I'm going to take this bolt out, and I'm going to put that bolt through this so that it holds it here and here. So what it's going to do is it's going to, instead of having to use this metal here that it pulled out, I'm just going to bypass that altogether, put it back down here, drill a hole here, take this bolt out and put that bolt through this hole, and then a bolt from the bottom up through with a nut on this side over here to hold it. So that's my plan. Let me show you what materials I'm gonna have. All right, so these are the materials that I bought at the hardware store. These are 3/8 washers, flat washers, zinc. These are 3/8 by 1.5 inch all thread bolts. You want full thread or all thread, because if you have a gap in the thread here, it won't tighten down far enough. So I got 4 of those washers, I got 2 of the bolts, and then I've got 2 3/8 lock washers. Or I'm sorry, lock nuts. Nylon lock nuts. So I got 2 of those as well. Also got these brackets that I was telling you about already. They're a 1/4 inch thick metal bracket with 1/2 inch holes in them, and I'm using 3/8 bolts. The only reason I got the 1/2 inch holes because I wasn't sure when I was at the hardware store how thick that bolt was right there. It appears to be 1/4 inch or 3/8. So anyways, the 1/2 inch holes will definitely work. $8.81, including tax, for all the stuff I needed to buy for this. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this bolt out here and that bolt out there and just pop the seat forward out of the way a little bit. This bolt here head is 1/2 inch, so I'm using the back side of this. Also I have a 1/2 inch socket on the nut side here, so put that on there and hold it, and then I will loosen it up. So now I can actually just lift up this seat out of the way for the moment. So next I want to grab my 2-hole bracket here, put it on the outside of this, line it up with that hole right there that I'm going to slide through, and I'm going to take a marker and mark straight down where I'm going to drill. As you can see it right there, I'll make it a little bit darker. That's where I'm going to drill. The problem that this is not flat is not going to be an issue. When I tighten it up, it'll kind of pull up snugger. But if there's a gap in there below, doesn't matter. All it's got to do is hold that seat down. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side over here. Line it up with that hole there. And mark my hole down below with my marker. You can see it here. Make it a little darker. All right. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind when you're drilling is below here is the gas tank. So the gas tank kind of curves in like this and goes this way on both sides. You can kind of see it through the hole there, how it's curving in. But you don't want to drill here, anywhere back in this area, because the gas tank is directly below. But up here and up here where I have my holes marked, there's nothing below it at all. Plenty of open space. So now I've got a 7/16 drill bit. I have 3/8 bolts, so you just need to get a drill bit that's a little bit bigger than that. I decided to go with 7/16 because it was just an easy, convenient one that I had. This is a titanium nitrate bit, so it should go through this metal okay. We're gonna go ahead and drill the holes that we have marked here. There's one. There's two. Next, I'm just gonna blow off these shavings out of the way. I'm gonna take my seat and I'm gonna set it just back into the bracket how it was here. All right. Now I'm gonna take my bracket and one of the bolts and go from the outside through everything. And all the way in like that. Then I'm going to take my nut here, and all I have to do is catch a little bit of a thread, which I can do. Luckily it's long enough. And I'm just going to hand tighten it down at the moment. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. Grab my other bracket, stick it through the outside and through all the holes. And catch a thread with the nut. All right, so let me just show you a close-up here of what we've done so far. So I use that same bolt that came out of that to go through my bracket here, through that. If you look straight down, you can see my hole down below, and it's just hand tight at the moment. And I did that on both sides here. My hole straight down below. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and tighten up these bolts. There's one side. All right, there's the other side. All right, next I'm going to grab my lock nut and two washers and one of my all thread bolts. First, I'm going to put one of my washers on my bolt like this. Then I'm going to reach in through the bottom of my wheel well here, find my hole, bring it up through, and line it up with that one. Next, I'm going to put a washer on the top, and I'm going to put the lock nut. And just put it on there slightly by hand. It's not going to go very far because it's got that Teflon ring in there. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side too. Put my washer on my all-thread bolt. Reach in through the wheel well here. Find the hole. Bring it straight up through. Put the other washer on. And the lock nut. And just get it started a little bit here. So now for underneath, I'm going to grab my 9/16 closed-in wrench to hold the bottom side and I'm going to use a 9/16 deep well socket to do the top side. We got one side nice and tight. Let's move to the other side. All right, once you got both of those tightened down, you can go ahead and put your seat down. But I realized that when I did this, I tightened these up a little bit too much. So now it won't shift, it won't swivel at all. So now I gotta loosen it up a little bit. Just a quarter of a turn or so would be enough, probably. Yep. That should be enough. Yep. So there we go. Now, it's fastened to this again, where it was broken here. It's now fastened here and there. This one's about to break anyway, so that's why I went ahead and did it on both sides. But now it's on there nice and solid again. All right, so there we go, guys. That's how I fixed my seat, reattached it to the body, and it's good to go. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button for me. Also consider checking out the rest of my videos and subscribing to the channel for me. And also, if you don't mind, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.